Just pulled up to the gym, doing a little behind the scenes shoot with Chad, getting in a little pre-workout muscle boost from XS Nutrition. Shout out Cody Victor, appreciate the subs. Mix that in. Running a little bit behind, but we're all good. Shout out my creatine, creatine. Shout out Mark Faulkner, the man behind it all. Yeah, Chad just won a title, first competition ever. We're getting ready to shoot a couple shots of him with his trophy and a little hype video for him. And I'm gonna do some behind the scenes, get us mic'd up. So enjoy the workout. I think we have another back day, so I'm just getting hit with the back like crazy. Tap in. So this was your first show?
First show, didn't know what to expect. I knew leading up to it, I was in a pretty good spot. My coach is Mike Rattini. He's well known in the bodybuilding community. He's been doing it for 20 years. So he's an Olympian coach. So like right off the bat, I knew I was in a good spot having him. And then like just working with him, man, he's just like really, I don't know, he's like really, specific on what he wants and what he expects out of you. He lays it all out, and then it's just up to like the individual to execute.
What all does he give you? Is it like nutrition, workout?
So, man, to be honest, all Mike really has to do for me, he lays out the diet plan. I make up the workout plan. He gives what days and what body parts to work, but I make the workouts. So he trusts me with that. As far as diet, nutrition, that's all him. Blood work, him. Any type of supplementation, all him. And then like he expects a check-in, right? Throughout the week. Usually it's every Friday or Saturday. Towards the show, he's like, hey, I need to check in every night, or hey, I need to check in every morning, right? Mm-hmm. You know, I'm 33, so I've got the muscle maturity. I've been working out for about 14 or 15 years, but never really had the chance to compete. Was active duty military, infantry, so there wasn't really any time to, hey, let's, prep for a bodybuilding show. So as soon as I got out, first thing on my list was to do that. And now, dude, I'm hooked. Like you get that bug, it's what they say about the bug is true. Once you do your first show, man, if you like it and you enjoy it, you're going to keep doing it. So I continue, to do it. I'll do 2 more shows this year. And then at the end of the year, North Americans qualify for my pro card. If everything goes right, man, I'll be a pro.
That's a big feat, right? Like first year.
So pro? Yeah, 3 shows and I'm done. Like get my pro card. It's been done, but not by a lot of people. So I hope to be one of those next guys that does it for them.
What's your routine look like? Or how's it look like leading up to it?
So I have 2 chest days and 2 back days. I have 6 days a week and 1 day off. And then I have a carb cycle, so it's like leading up to a show, I'll do days with low days, carbs, and then 1 high day. And what that does, it manipulates insulin in the body. So if you're always getting large amounts of carbs, your body does not respond to carbs as well as it does if you are cycling. Like you can bulk and bulk and bulk and get bigger, you'll be gaining fat though, not necessarily more muscle. No, there's a lot of science to it, man. I'm a science nerd too. Yeah, man, 2 chest days, 2 back days.
And what about legs?
Legs is once a week.
Yeah. And then arm once a week, like arms or shoulders, or?
So I'll pair arms. I'll pair arms with I'll pair biceps with one of my back days, and then I'll pair triceps with my shoulder days.
Okay.
And then what that does is I'll have chest early on in the week, where the only time I utilize my triceps is for chest.
day before the show, like, are you lifting like crazy or?
So no lifting the day before.
Okay.
Up until 2 days out, yeah, I'm lifting, but it's very light. It's a full body. It's a full body exercise usually, just to get blood in the area.
Just get that pump going.
Yep.
I heard there's like strategy in like drinking the night before.
Right. Yeah. So usually you deplete yourself with water. You can. Water manipulates, so you manipulate the water that's in your body. Typically, you want to get rid of all the water. Still keep sodium high. So what that does is you maintain fullness in the muscle. So you just have enough water in the muscle. There's no water around the muscle, so you're not holding any water retention. That's the look you want. Cortisol comes into play. Food comes into play. Sleep.
Do you eat before, like the day before? Or is it?
So yeah, you're still eating. It's going to be, honestly, it's going to be less calories, less carbs. You're basically going to be like really just like flat. Your muscles aren't going to be popping at all. You might get discouraged, but day of the show is when you carb back up. You're sipping on water. You don't want to drink too much water because you'll hold water.
So it is a very calculated.
Yeah. And the coach does all that for you if you got a good coach.
Right. All right. Pump cover's coming off for me.
I'm back. Right side.
Yeah.
But honestly, man, if you have somebody good to teach you,
Yeah.
it goes a lot faster. Stretching of the back is good for back hypertrophy. The only thing is, when you're trying to hit lower lats, you don't want to open up all the way because you lose tension off the lower lat. So you keep your elbows in. You can still get a stretch, but it's not going to be like you're doing upper back where you can stretch all the way out. It's also a game changer for people. If you have a workout partner and they can put hands on with that muscle area, you'll get a better contraction, mind-muscle connection. That's what you want every time, just without somebody helping.
I feel like that's the biggest lack for people is like they're just going through the motions but not actually.
That and intensity, man, because a lot of people don't, they don't necessarily know what intensity, like they know what intensity is as a definition, but they don't know where that fine line is when they're training. But always try to keep track of like your weights, right? You always want to progress, even if it's just by like 5 pounds to your bench every week or a pound. You know, that progressive overload is what's going to make you grow.
I was gonna say, like, you look strong. Like, this weight has to be pretty like light for you, but is it more about the control that you're?
So that's another thing I will add. As I get more experience, and I've noticed that as I've gotten older, I can't lift as much weight, obviously. But at the same time, when you're trying to create muscle hypertrophy, yes, you want to lift heavy, but also that's secondary to technique and mind-muscle connection. I can get a better workout with 20-pound dumbbells doing concentration curls than I ever could curling 145 pounds on the bar. Yeah. That's just facts. And when you learn that and you incorporate the time under tension, which is really important, then you will realize that less is more. And I know you'll hear that more than one time, not even in bodybuilding, but everything in life. Less is more. If you can get away with less and do it correctly, it's always going to be more beneficial. So when I say time under tension, right, the tempo needs to be about 2 to 3 seconds on the eccentric and 2 to 3 seconds on the contraction. So it's not this. You're not moving weight. You're stretching the muscle, fully lengthening it, and then you're contracting the muscle in a controlled manner. Yeah. That's when you start to grow.
Hell yeah. Fucking preach, dog.
That's a preach one. If you can go back and not fully extend, right, then I would lower the seat.
Like here, yeah. Yeah, you really gotta like lean back into it to get that.
Yeah.
And it's more about that stretch, like right here. Isn't it?
More about the stretch, man. Yeah. There you go. Squeeze that. There you go.
Oh, that's where that pinch comes in. How old are you again?
33.
All right.
I like 25 though. It'll be good for me in 10 years, you know?
Hell yeah, dude.
I do look a lot older with a mustache though.
Yeah.
I don't have it anymore.
How long do you normally rock the stash?
Yeah, I always have in the military, and then when I got out, and then I just recently shaved it off. It was like my trademark though.
Yeah. I know, I didn't even recognize you that first time I saw you without it.
Yeah.
So was that a show thing, or did you just decide to?
So yeah, they kind of frown upon, in that division, they frown upon a bunch of facial hair like that. A classic physique, you can get away with it. Open, you can get away with it. They have beards. It's not necessarily like out of the question, you can still have one, but the judges like to see that clean cut look.
Okay. Wait, so what division were you in specifically?
Men's, yeah, so I was in men's physique.
In your division, it's like,
so like it's changed over the years, but it's always been shape. It's a big one. Symmetry. Posing's a big one. Presence on stage.
interesting.
Kind of like a beach body look. However, the criteria has changed over the years, so they're wanting to see leg size now. They want your shorts to be above the knees, which they used to be not.
So they want to see quads.
They want to see quads. They want to see the shape of the leg.
Yeah.
Big chest. Got to have big chest. Men's physique. Got to have big back. Cap shoulders, but not overpowering your arms. So there needs to be a balance between your shoulders and arms. So if you have really big shoulders and small arms, they'll probably deduct points.
Your favorite muscle group to hit?
Back.
Back. Hell yeah.
Definitely back.
I'm the same way. But most people say chest, right? But
yeah, well, it should be, because that's what I'm trying to build right now. It's my chest.
Yeah.
That's the main focus going into these next two shows, is bring out my chest.
Hell yeah.
That and arms. There's a lot of stuff you have to do backstage to stay on point. Like I said earlier, like carbon up, backstage, pumping up, making sure your water's just right. You're not drinking too much. You're not eating too much, because you can do this thing where you spill over, and then you'll lose the hardness and the grainy look.
Okay.
You'll start retaining water, and you'll start sweating because you're spiking your insulin. Yeah. And once you start sweating, your tan goes to shit, man.
Yeah.
And that's not good. So there's a lot of stuff to pay attention to, and cues backstage also. So it's not like you're really relaxing.
Right. Is there like a full weight room set up back there? Or what?
No, nothing like this. Have bands and push-ups.
Okay. So I feel like I've definitely seen like videos of like old Arnold videos, and
they probably have some dumbbells or what?
Yeah, they're just repping out.
Yeah, I thought about getting a set just for shows, put them in my bag.
Yeah.
But bands, honestly, man, they're better for a pump.
You get such a crazy pump with bands.
Yeah, because it's constant resistance, you know?
Yeah. So were you always building for, or like, you said you've been working out like 15 years consistently?
Yeah, I just started out because I was small. I was really small in high school in baseball. And I was like, I just want to get, bigger. And then I kind of fell in love with the process.
Yeah.
But I've always been a big fan of like watching it, and like Arnold and stuff like that. I started out, man, watching Rich Piana on YouTube.
Yeah.
This dude was just a freak of nature, and I saw him for the first time. I was like, wow. So I can be like that.
Right. That was the motivation right there.
That was the motivation for it.
That stretch feels nice.
Like these right here, preacher curls are great for stretch, right? I started out with them. The reason I started out with them is because I can put the most amount of workload on my biceps with the first exercise right off the bat.
Yeah.
So I get the hard stuff out of the way. There you go. Come on. squeeze. Let it go slow. All right.
There it is.
Start out with 15s.
You focus on that lean back here a little bit.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Something I wondered, like, with competition, again,
it's awful. It's really passive aggressive.
Really?
Yeah.
See, that's unfortunate, dog. Like,
it is. There's some guys out there that really want to see you do well. There's like good sports and humble people. Like I'm one of them.
Yeah.
But there's also people that will act cool to your face and then talk shit behind your back.
Yeah, man.
And there's a lot of that in bodybuilding, unfortunately. Because we're all competitive, right? And we all want to look better than the other person. So it's just like natural, but I don't do that.
It's so odd because it's one of those where like, it's a sport that it's not like you're like face to face like bodying somebody either.
Right.
You know? So
right. You're just showing what you've worked for.
Yeah.
That's the only difference. And I think people get wrapped up in the idea of looking the best out of anyone. And so that's like kind of where the hate comes from.
Yeah, that's just like a jealousy thing, dog. Right?
Yeah, exactly.
So best advice on gaining size, what you got?
Best advice on gaining size, stick to the program. Be in a caloric surplus. Be consistent with your eating, okay? You can spread it out however you need. However, I would recommend at least 4 to 5 meals a day. 6 if you can. But if you're just doing 4 meals a day, just make sure the macros are right, just like you'd be eating 6 meals a day. 6 meals a day is a little bit easier to manage because it's more spread out. It's not as big as of a meal. So yeah, eat. Don't eat like an asshole, okay? Stay away from sugar.
Yeah.
Stay away from sodas, stay away from candies, anything with sugar or bread. Stay away from bread because that also will spike your insulin, makes glucose in the body, which is sugar. That's one thing people don't realize, man. You eat bread, it turns into sugar, which slows down the muscle building process. So yeah, man, eat more. Odds are you're not eating enough. Train with intensity. And don't neglect cardio, man. Cardio, it raises protein synthesis by a pretty considerable amount. So don't think if you're eating a bunch of food and you want to bulk up, doing cardio is the answer. Not doing cardio is the answer. It's not. Men's physique. Smaller your waist and the wider you are up top, the better you'll do.
Yeah. So that Dorito shape they're looking for, right?
Exactly. My muscle structure is a little weird when it comes from where my traps insert to my delts. My traps are pretty long. If I had shorter traps, my delts would actually look bigger.
Because it's more compressed and just pushes them out.
Right, yeah.
You normally bumping tunes during the lift?
Normally, yeah, but I broke them.
Shit.
Headphones, I had some Beats over the head. Just, it bent and then it snapped.
Damn. We need Beats to hop on a sponsorship here.
For real, man. I need Beats. I need HT muscle supplements. Come on, guys.
Come on now. What are we doing?
Getting the Beats sponsorship would be wild.
That would be sick.
I need an energy drink company. I want Tenergy. I really want them. Because that's doable, I feel like. They're good. They're sugar-free. Tastes really good.
Yeah, dude,
well, yeah, man.
Let's see that trophy, dog.
Oh, for sure. I'm about to show it to you right now. There we go. Yeah.
Check it out.